Anyway, good morning, everybody. Today we're gonna continue on the Irodori Festival. I already spent my resin and did my comms this morning, and I also collected all the radiant spin crystals. So, I just want to get more. I just wanted to get like the more tedious stuff out of the way. But yeah, we're just gonna head on and continue. Today should be the day where we're meeting Junyu, I believe. So that should be Xingqiu. And we should be getting the second little art piece of our, this thing. The second art for, Aoi. Yeah. The first it was Suiko. There we go. Suiko, then Aoi, and then someone, then Sumizome? Shoot? I don't remember their names. It's only been like 2 days since I actually saw like their names for the first time and I already forgot it. That's embarrassing. It's okay. It's okay. Society if could sprint a little faster. Anyway, but yeah, we're supposed to be meeting everyone at the docks. Exciting. Fantastic.
You must be visiting from Liu.
Wow, we just sprinted all the way. They must have been like kind of intimidated, like just a random blonde person just sprinting at them at full speed.
Huh? Is it Paimon or have we met somewhere before?
Yes, in fact we have. I'm Shu from Feiyun Commerce Guild. Aboard this ship we have calligraphers, painters, and even players of Theater Mechanicus. The inventor of Theater Mechanicus previously came to the Feiyun Commerce Guild seeking investment. Although the guild manager was not interested, the master still wanted to support them.
I wonder who the guild master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild like is, cause I know Xingqiu has like older siblings, right? I don't look. For context, like when I played Xingqiu's little story quest, that was like. That's over a year ago at this point. Like, ooh, if I forget a detail, then that's because of time, not because of negligence. Anyway, also, because that cut out, let me check my mic. Oh. Strange. Okay. Society if that went away faster. You?
We heard that they'd be demonstrating the game and letting people try Theater Mechanicus at the Irodori Festival. So the guild manager instructed Master and I to take the opportunity to come to Inazuma and investigate the product's potential.
Oh, speaking of which, where's the young master?
Master, he's,
Is he seasick? Is he like, what?
He was just sitting there. Sound asleep.
Oh, he's just knocked out, okay.
What? Oh, it's the traveler in Paimon. I presume you are guests in Inazuma as well? It seems fate has destined our paths to cross once again.
Oh, we aren't actually guests. We're actually guides for the Irodori Festival.
Yeah, you seem a little down. I mean, he was knocked out 5 seconds ago, so I guess he would seem a little off, but yeah, I guess you seem down.
No need to worry. I was a little too caught up in a novel on the voyage here. When I finally realized
how did you not get like motion sick from that?
Already peeking over the horizon. Yes. Now that we've arrived, the Kanjo Commission will likely wish to inspect our invitation letter. Let's keep it in hand, shall we?
I love how prepared Xingqiu is. He was like, this, like, you know, they're going to be expecting me. They should, you know, be able to see my letter clearly so that there's no trouble. And then Venti over there, he was knocked out in the crates or whatever. Like, that... Anyway.
Huh? That's
Is it missing? What's wrong?
There was a piece of paper underneath my bag. Strange. I don't recall
Oh, let's see it. I need to see it.
Ooh, let Paimon have a look.
The 5 Kassen Splendor, Aoi no Okina. Glorious court life was my youth, and my old age a moonlit haze. I had not wished to behave so treacherously, but my very life was threatened. So I sought out my old work and hid them in my clothes. I do not understand the reason behind all that has happened. only that the mysterious person's motives must be perverse. This poem was dedicated to Akihito, who, to my great sorrow, was banished. Oh!
There's no doubt about it. It's from the same series as the story we found before. Even the handwriting looks exactly the same.
The story you found before?
Oh yeah, in the warehouse down by the poem.
Levine's face.
Yeah, that's it.
Good save, good save.
Festivaris is on Rito to paint portraits of the 5 Kasen. You know, as part of the Irodori Festival. Poetic stories about the 5 Kasen have been hidden in various places nearby.
Good save, good save.
If you can find one of the stories and give it to this friend of ours, then there's a chance you'll become the model for the next portrait.
Wait a moment. So you mean that...
Oh no, he's on us.
Hey, it's hard coming up with stuff on the spot.
Honestly, all things considered, she was actually pretty good at...
of meeting Calx in person?
Huh? Oh, yeah. You could say that.
Really? That's wonderful! I knew that Calx would attend the Irodori Festival, but convincing my father to let me come to Inazuma was proving to be quite the high hurdle. I had to really rack my mind to come up with the excuse of evaluating the investment value of Theater Mechanicus. Just a few days later, word then came that Calx would be busy painting portraits of the 5 Kasen during the festival. It is a most rare opportunity for both Calx and I to be in Inazuma together, but it seemed he would be too busy with the portraits to meet with me. So, I mean,
Albedo works pretty fast. So...
Don't worry, Shincho. Even though Calx has work to do, he still has time to see friends. We can take you to see him right now.
Like, we know that Shincho...
Calx did illustrations for your A Legend of Sword novel.
Ah, so you've already heard. To be honest, my works have drawn little interest in Liyue. However, the novels are selling quite well.
Is it in the light novel format? That might be why.
Illustrations. Calx is not only a skilled artist, but he also carries out his craft with great alacrity. I heard that
I've never heard anyone use alacrity before.
Illustrations for the latest chapter. But when I looked at the art, the brushwork did not even look the slightest bit rushed. His work is truly exquisite. Oh my, I was beginning to get carried away there. Let us depart, quickly now.
Oh, okay. I wonder how old Shincho's father looks like.
Meeting Albedo managed to draw Shincho's attention and keep the situation under wraps. Let's just hope we don't let anything slip while meeting Albedo.
But the blue flowers left behind. Man, okay. Shincho was sprinting at full speed or something because, hello? He's already over there by Beto and Etko. Unless we're technically walking with Shincho right now, but we can't see it. That's possible. Oh, everything's loading in. Hold on. Okay, we're good.
Traveler, Paimon, how are you? And who is this accompanying you?
You must be Calx. It's a great pleasure to finally meet you. I am the author of A Legend of Sword, forgive me. It's rude of me to introduce myself by my pen name when meeting in person. Please, call me Shincho.
And you may call me Albedo, then.
No, that would be most improper.
I mean, both of
Why
y'all are
not?
already on friendly terms.
Seeing as we're both friends of the Traveler, it'd be more convenient for us to use our real names. Besides, we've already corresponded with each other many
Like,
times
y'all
before.
already know each other. Relax.
In fact, I feel a bit self-conscious seeing you act so politely.
It's not just you, Albedo. We haven't seen Shincho act this awkward before either.
Yeah, it's a real eye-opener, that's for sure.
You guys, it's certainly not good taste for you two to be teasing me like that. Oh, by the way, we happened to find a story from the poem hunt competition at the docks. I heard that you are collecting them.
He's like, poem hunt competition?
Poem hunt?
You know, that thing where we have to find pieces of paper with stories of the five Kasen? Venti found one, and then he was allowed to be a model for one of your portraits.
Huh? Oh, yes, that's right.
You show Albedo, not the
I
Albedo.
understand the story now. Thank you. It's very helpful.
Splendid. Though, I'm still piecing together the story myself. Would you kindly explain it to me in more detail?
If all of you are free, why don't we discuss this over a meal?
Bet.
Well, about that.
Do you have
Is he
other
seasick or
friends,
something?
Shinjo?
What?
No, not at all. Speaking of dining, Shimura's unagi chasuke is quite delicious.
How do you know
Would you
this? You've
like to
never
go
been to
there?
Inazuma before, have you?
Shimura's. Unfortunately, today is a bit windy.
Shimura's?
How about
Oh,
Uyu
that's that-
restaurant instead?
Open
That's
stall.
perfectly fine with me. But I must first unpack my luggage. Let's meet later at Uyu Restaurant.
Did we even tell them that they're supposed to be at the trade commission?
Something didn't quite add up just now.
Huh? No way! Paimon thinks we acted well together. Oh,
I think it has something to do with Xingqiu. Like, I don't think, like...
No, Paimon, I'm not referring to us. Traveler, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Xingqiu is a little suspicious.
huh? Xingqiu's suspicious? Hey, what are you two talking about?
Paimon, you read the poem, right? Although it may seem confusing to Xingqiu on its own, what if we read it together with a previous poem we found?
Read them together? Let's see. Suiko lost Aoi no Okina's poem in a drunken stupor. So, Aoi no Okina recovered the poem and gave it to some mysterious
Why would you give it
person.
to a mysterious person instead of...
Huh? Wait a minute. Could today's story be hinting that the one who stole the latest copies of A Legend of Sword is Xingqiu himself?
But why? Why
No
would he be
way,
motivated?
That can't be right. Xingqiu only arrived in Inazuma this morning.
And what motivation would we have?
And that
Would
is
he have
precisely
to
the point
steal
of
it?
suspicion. If Xingqiu had only just arrived in Inazuma,
Exactly. Thank
how
you.
could
I
he
was like, where?
recommend Shimura's chasuke?
Okay, that makes more sense now. I was like,
Moreover, he didn't raise any questions when I suggested another place because of the windy weather. This means he knows that Shimura's is an open-air
Yeah.
restaurant.
Are you saying that Xingqiu has already been in Inazuma for some time? And that he's only pretending he just arrived?
Yes, that is indeed my conclusion.
but why?
But
Like, why would he
how
also
could
steal the
Xingqiu
book?
be the book thief? His mission is to fight for justice, isn't it? There's no way
Good
he'd
point.
do something against his own ideals.
Calm down, Paimon. Even though this is the first time I've met Xingqiu in person, we've communicated via letters for some time now. I do have some understanding of his character. I think there must be some deeper motive at play here. The story also tells us that Aoi no Okina flees with a poem because of a threat.
And gives it to that suspicious person.
Could Xingqiu be in danger?
It's difficult to say at this point. But given that Uyu Restaurant is indoors, it'll be easy for us to detect anyone following or eavesdropping on us. I think it should be safe for us to talk there.
See, I feel like whoever's writing these, like, little details about the people or whatever, like, they have to, like, be somewhat orchestrating this, right? Because they have to know about this stuff in order for them to be writing, like, oh, Xingqiu might be under a threat or something, and that's why he stole the books. And yada yada yada, what's it called? Venti lost stuff because he was drunk. Like, they have to know about these people, or like at least cause some of the troubles that's happening in order to be quote not predicting but describing what's happening, if that makes sense. Because if it's just an outsider, why the hell would they not be intervening any more than they are? Like, or why not even just go straight up to the traveler in Albedo and just be like, hey, this is what I've seen this happening. Help, instead of just writing weird vague poems, not poems but like stories. Anyway,
I'll be
I still don't understand
relying
what
on your assistance to
Xingqiu
get to
would
the bottom
gain
of this matter.
from stealing his own books. I mean, he's rich already. I don't... What? Anyway, got it.
Good. Then let's head to Uyu Restaurant.
I can't wait to see Kusanali. I hope Kusanali is an interesting character. Will I have the Primos to pull for her? I don't know yet, but who knows? Okay. You restaurant. Okay, thanks for the hot springs advertisement.
I don't see anyone suspicious around. It seems clear for the moment. Let's go inside and wait for Xingqiu.
Plots with Xingqiu's already inside.
Oh, this whole thing's starting to make Paimon a little nervous.
We interrogate him.
And what do we talk about when Xingqiu gets here?
First, we must ascertain whether Xingqiu was already in Inazuma or not. If we can find evidence of him deceiving us, then we can use it as leverage to persuade him to tell us the truth. Since we're still waiting for him, why don't you go and chat with other guests in the restaurant and see if you can learn anything useful?
We will see. Honestly, half the time that like I enter Uyu restaurant, it's like empty. So it's like weird seeing people. Do 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 do. Okay. Ooh. I see those two. There has to be a third. Anyway, hello.
The last phase of the Irodori Festival is when they release the all-new publications. The one I'm really looking forward to is A Legend of Sword.
That's right. A signed first edition is going to become quite the collectible. I've got to get my hands on a copy.
I've seen Jen use
People
signature
really-
before. His handwriting is super neat. He must be really diligent about his style.
People are really
We'll be
like
there in person on the day
fond
of
of
the release,
books
so we'll get a
in
good look at him
Inazuma.
then. I hear that he's actually pretty young.
Wait a
Yeah, he's shorter than
Did
both of
you
y'all.
just hear that? Not only will Xingqiu be signing novels at the release, but his handwriting is super neat.
I don't know how the super neat thing will affect us, but should I talk to Albedo first? I feel like I should talk to Albedo first, right?
Welcome to Uyu
Or is he just gonna tell us to?
Please talk
Albedo, what should we talk about when Xingqiu gets here? Any ideas?
I will try to break the ice by talking about our work on novels and illustrations. If he really is hiding something, then he might feel even more nervous than we do. If we start by talking about our work creating novels, perhaps he will lower his guard.
Oh, come to think of it, Xingqiu mentioned that he'd like to thank you for finishing the illustrations on time. He said they looked amazing despite the time you had.
No, literally when Albedo was like, yeah, I just do it in a day. The day I literally receive the manuscript, I draw and then I send it back out. And I'm sitting here like, what?
Is that so?
Like I feel like that's so. I feel like
That
that's
is also a
ethically
very
wrong.
valuable clue.
So okay, so we know neat handwriting, and we know that he is very fond of Albedo's like workmanship. Workmanship? Is there anyone? What? Where's the third person? I don't. What? Oh, I didn't see the. Oh my God! Hello. I didn't see the little diamond above his head.
There. What can I get for you?
Hi, do you have any special recommendations today?
Why, of course. I'd personally recommend our freshly caught seafood. It's been pouring these past few days, so the fishing boats haven't been able to sail at all. But the weather finally cleared up today, so we have some fresh catch.
So the weather at sea has been bad these past few days?
It sure has. A few guests from Liyue were just telling me that their boat was heaving.
Why
and
doesn't A
rolling
do
all
anything
the
about
way
it? Like,
here.
she can
They
control
couldn't do
storms and
anything
stuff
but
to an
sweep
extent,
the
right? So
entire
why?
trip.
She was just like, fuck them,
Might
fuck
be
them,
some useful
Liyue poets.
information.
Like, she knew they were on their way, probably. Shincho arrives
that was
shortly after.
delicious.
Leisurely meal.
Inazuman cuisine largely consists of fresh seafood, which is certainly to my liking.
I thought you liked spices, or am I tripping?
I'm worried you might not have an appetite because you didn't sleep well. Now's our chance. Let's talk to Shincho and see if he says anything useful.
Yeah, subtle.
Start by asking him about the journey.
Yeah. Thoughts? Scenery? Book? See, now I'm feeling a little... Oh, okay. I feel like there's a lot of weight on my shoulders now. I don't know what's best. I feel like... Scenery?
To be honest, there wasn't much to see. Just water all around, morning to night. The sheer monotony of the trip caused everyone to grow a little impatient. So, when the peak of Mount Yogo finally appeared in the distance as we approached the islands of Inazuma, everyone crowded the deck to have a look. However, the ship sailed along at a crawling pace. It took a whole day from the time we saw the mountain peak to the time we docked.
Paimon didn't catch anything suspicious so far.
No, there was something really suspicious. I like how he's literally sitting right next to us and we're talking to him, we're talking to each other in like a loud enough voice where if he wanted to, he could literally like hear what we're saying. Anyway, no, there was something really suspicious.
Oh, right! If it took an entire day to reach the docks, then it would have been pouring rain at the time they saw the top of the mountain.
Yeah. Unless like the light is really bright.
From his account, but we still require more evidence. Let's discuss creating novels with Shincho.
Oh wait, those illustrations.
Speaking of illustrations, Albedo, I've long wished to express my sincerest gratitude for providing the illustrations in my novel. My novel didn't sell well in Liyue, so I must admit that I had some reservations regarding its potential. Yet you've consistently managed to select the most important scene of the chapter for your illustrations. This made me feel as though what I was trying to express could be understood after all.
Thank you. However, I took some risks in the illustrations, so I'm feeling slightly uneasy myself.
Risks?
Light novel illustrations are typically centered around the characters, but this time, I adopted a different approach in the illustration for the last chapter.
Well, that scene was intended to depict the change in the world, so I thought it very fitting to draw only scenery.
Doesn't sound like anything suspicious has come up so far.
And then Lumine's like, actually
There
no.
was a crack in his alibi. My illustrations were sent for printing the moment they arrived in Inazuma. So, logically speaking, there's no way he could possibly know what the illustrations look like.
So all the suspicious stuff is just racking up, huh?
Shincho, we have something very important to ask you now.
Oh? Why the solemn looks all of a sudden?
Shincho, what's with the facade?
Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow.
Mr. Okazaki told us earlier that actually the weather at sea was very bad these last few days. So when you said that everyone came running to the deck to see Mount Yogo, that couldn't have happened.
Yeah, I should have been like wet.
On top of that, the latest installment of A Legend of Sword will only be revealed at the Irodori Festival. Even we, the creators, haven't received a sample copy. If that's the case, how could you know what my illustrations look like?
Well...
Shincho, it's okay,
What's
just...
up, Shincho? You were already in Inazuma before today, weren't you?
What's with everyone sneaking into Inazuma?
Danger but can't tell us the truth? Don't worry. The Traveler and Albedo are no pushovers. We can help you.
Exactly.
No, please. You misunderstand me.
Then what is it?
I suppose my lack of sleep is inevitably taking its toll on my mind. I didn't notice for a moment that you were testing me at all.
He is like...
I did in fact come to Inazuma early to handle some things. Let me consider how to explain this. Oh, this is most embarrassing.
Just come out with it, it's okay.
Oh, well,
Oh boy, I
this
feel...
isn't a coincidence.
I feel like Venti...
didn't expect
Did
to see
Venti do
everyone
something on
here.
accident and like mess with stuff?
Tone-deaf bard, what are you doing here?
I heard that the owner of this establishment has some fine-aged wines. I didn't want to miss the opportunity to taste them.
Paimon knew you couldn't possibly be up to anything good.
Also, it's like midday
good.
right now.
In fact, I come as the bearer of good tidings. I just bumped into Kujo Sara a moment
Oh
ago.
boy, she's like,
She
not
said
you
that
again.
The Tenryou Commission has apprehended the criminal who stole all those copies of A Legend of Sword. You needn't worry about it any longer.
Shincho's like, someone stole
The
it?
criminal who stole A Legend of Sword?
Wait, who stole it though?
Did I say something I shouldn't have?
Oh no. The person they apprehended. Was it by chance an editor named Onodera?
Apologies, Kujo Sara didn't mention a name.
Please don't tell me that.
But I saw her taking someone toward
Oh,
Hanamizaka.
wasn't Onodera
Everyone,
like on a
it's too late
vacation?
to explain. We must make haste and rescue Onodera.
Okay. I don't know where the editorial house is. Are we talking about Yai Publishing? No. I don't know where the editorial house is, but we'll go there. Just guide me, Genshin. Please. Cryo and Geo always load the slowest. So painful. Anyway. I don't really understand where the publishing house, publishing editor house? Whatever. We'll take the normal way down, yeah? I feel like that's... Oh, Jesus, none of the textures are loading. This is like... Hold on. Like Roblox textures. Jesus, look at this. Oh! There we go. Took it a second. But it was getting there. I didn't know there was an editorial house. Oh, Sarah! Hello! What was Onodera doing?
Please, wait. Onodera is innocent.
Wow, these textures.
So you must be the author of A Legend of Sword. I didn't expect to see others tagging along with you.
Anyway, you mustn't take him away. I can explain everything.
No need to worry, Zhenyu. I've just explained everything to Madame Kujo, and Kuroda has testified for me.
Yes. In fact, we were just getting ready to leave.
Oh, phew. What a relief.
Xingqiu has been like run ragged.
Wait a minute. Does everyone else here already know?
What are you laughing for?
Well, to be precise, we had dispatched 2 additional squads here, in order to prevent the suspect from escaping.
Xingqiu looks pretty
What
flustered.
happened?
What exactly is going on here?
Oh, I bet it has something to do with tincture. I didn't, but apparently the traveler did.
Though it's most embarrassing, it appears quite a few people are aware of the situation now. There's no use keeping it a secret. In the end, I'm the one responsible for this whole predicament.
Did he
no,
like...
Zhenyu. It's only appropriate that I take responsibility for this. Everyone, please let me explain. For the Irodori Festival, I recommended the idea of selling newly released novels signed by the authors.
Okay.
Not only was this the first major project I was in charge of since joining the Yai publishing house, but Lady Yai also gave me a lot of support.
I like how he was like on vacation and he got arrested during that vacation.
However, I did not discuss our plans with the authors in advance. As a result, it caused a great deal of trouble for Zhenyu.
Yes, to be frank, calligraphy is not my strong point, so signing events are really not my forte.
Even though such an event will be difficult for Zhenyu, after telling him how important the plans were to me, he immediately boarded a ship to Inazuma to come up with a solution. So these past few days, Zhenyu has been actively practicing his handwriting. However, it takes time to sign each book, and we realized the time we reserved for the signing was not nearly enough. So I came up with the idea of moving the new books from the warehouse to my place. That way, Zhenyu could use these few days to sign them all. I thought everything would work out without a hitch. I never expected that someone would immediately realize that the books were missing from the warehouse. To make things worse, I was on vacation and staying with Zhenyu in my house these past few days. I had no idea that the situation had turned into such a huge mess.
Oh, good intentions, very bad
All this
execution.
happened because I wanted to prove myself through this event.
Poor guy.
Onodera, I agreed to your proposal because I didn't want the readers to know of my unsightly handwriting. Also,
I don't think it really
I knew that
matters,
Onodera
like...
had been misled by one of my prior signatures. At a previous event, the Yai Publishing House had requested autographs of authors so that they could be put on display. I practiced tirelessly for an entire day to finally deliver a stylish and elegant signature for the event.
Sarah is probably sitting here and just, like, losing her mind at all of these short people. Well, actually, no, yeah, everyone involved here is pretty much short except for Onodera, I guess. Like, all these short people struggling. Ugh. Sarah does not get paid enough for this.
But looking back on it now, I had dug myself into a hole by delivering that nice signature for the
Yeah, I
sake of my
don't think people
pride.
really care if your signature is neat, because so
Come on,
long as
you
it's
two.
your
Loosen
signature.
up a little. The theft was nothing more than a simple misunderstanding. Besides, everyone has something they do not wish others to see.
Yeah,
Totally.
that's right. All that matters is that Xingqiu and his books are okay.
Onodera, I think you should explain the truth regarding the stolen books to the rest of the people on Rito.
Yes, I understand. I'll apologize to everyone.
Also, I like how they're both wearing the exact same outfit.
Heading back to Rito as well. Let's tag along.
Oh, God. Wait, so then how did the attendants or whatever, how did the attendants, like, did they just not realize that Xingqiu was not on the ship? Or did they know he was on the ship? Or like, did they pretend he was on the ship? Like, what was going on there? Oh, anyway, poor Xingqiu. Like, again, I don't think people really care because, like, what matters is, like, how you write things. If that makes sense. Not, like, how physically you write things. Especially because it's a book. It's going to be printed. Like, it's not going to be, like, hand copied from your original, like, handwriting. So, like, you were going to be fine, buddy.
Onodera, what are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be on leave these few days?
Onodera explains the situation to the editors.
I'm very sorry for all the trouble that I've caused.
Yes, Onodera, but why
What?
didn't you tell everyone earlier?
Oh.
If you had told us, we could have thought of some ways to help you.
Yeah, like,
That's right.
y'all could have just,
We're a
like,
team,
like,
and
been
we should be
a,
helping
what's it
each
called?
other in tough situations like this.
That's a good point. Also, they could have literally just done a, like a metal stamp or something. Like, they copied the, signature that Xingqiu did for the previous event, and then just put that on a metal plate, and then just stamp that. Like, would it look necessarily like an actual signature? No. However, it would have been a good alternative.
Let's leave the past behind us now. Our first priority is to help Jinyu with his signatures. How is your progress so far?
My progress is not what I had hoped for. Even after working through the night these past few days, I've only finished perhaps 1/10 of the signatures.
Oh, no wonder Xingqiu looked so sleepy today.
Yeah.
I understand. Murata, go back to Yai Publishing House and get Aratani to book a room on the second floor of the Uyu restaurant. We'll be using it for Jinyu's emergency calligraphy lessons.
Yes, Mr. Hirayama. It just so happens that my brother is a calligrapher. Should I ask him to lend his assistance as well?
I guess everyone has
Yes, good
connections
idea.
today. Jeez.
Ah, you've just reminded me. 2 calligraphers from Liyue arrived today. We've worked with them before, so I'll go and ask them to help out too.
It's just gonna be a room full of, like, people
really
staring
in
at
for it
Xingqiu
now.
signing.
No need to worry, Jinyu. I'm sure you can do it. Didn't you finish the last chapter of your novel in just 1 week's time?
Jesus.
Yes, but writing novels and learning calligraphy are 2 entirely different skills.
Well, too bad, buddy.
Xingqiu still has to deal with his handwriting issue. Paimon somehow feels a little relieved now.
Yeah, at least it was, like,
I
okay.
always used to prefer working alone in my workshop. But I've come to realize that solving problems with others also has its merits.
Exactly.
We also owe a special ode of gratitude to the mysterious person who has been leaving important info
Yeah,
for
who
us
is
along the
that?
way.
We still don't know.
You mean whoever left behind those stories about the 5 Kasen?
pardon me, but what are you talking about?
Oh, right. We haven't had a chance to explain things to Shinjo yet.
TLDR. Yeah. Person messing with shit, I guess.
It appears that Onodera and I were spotted when we were moving the books.
Oh, that's right, because they said that there were like
may I ask you
2
one thing?
people moving the books
Are you
because
able to
it's a lot.
include me in a portrait as well? Not only do I owe the successful resolution of today's incident to that story, but I also hope that I'll remember this lesson.
To learn how to do calligraphy?
No problem. Considering the similarities between the portrait and the events that have taken place, your proposal is very reasonable.
Who was it Akihito? That's the third person? It's like...
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual.
I love this
under
art style
whose
because it
coercion,
makes their like
Aoi no
cheeks look
Okina
cute.
was forced
So
to take
cute.
drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akihito.
Mm. Ooh, that's really pretty.
Albedo really is something. He finished the portrait of Aoi no Okina in no time at all. Wonder
Literally,
how Shincho's
that's what's...
calligraphy training is going at Uyu Restaurant. Hey, do you think whoever left those stories for us could be hiding somewhere nearby?
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Oh, hello? Mr. Storywriter? Are you here? Could you please help Shincho with something? He's a friend of ours, and the release of his new book is super
Everyone in
important.
retail is just like, what is wrong with them? Oh.
What's that sound?
There's a cat that got startled.
It was just a cat. Looks like we can't make them reveal themselves that easily. It's getting late now. Well, let's go back and get some rest. We still have to go to the docks and wait for another ship tomorrow morning.
Oh shit, we saw the feet. Oh. I wonder who it is. It looks like an NPC. It doesn't look like a